I saw you when your hair was full of color, and your legs didn't ache. I watched you run, laugh, dance, and dream. I walked with you through your youth, your middle years, your triumphs, and your tragedies. And I have not left your side. You look in the mirror now, and feel like a stranger is staring back. Your body feels slower. Your circle has gotten smaller. And sometimes, the silence feels louder than ever before. But listen closely. I am not finished with you. I didn't invest all these years in you just to watch you fade. I didn't bring you through storms, heartache, betrayal, and loss just to sit you on a shelf. You are still breathing because you are still called. The world may try to ignore you. They may call you old, irrelevant, or outdated. But I call you seasoned. I call you valuable. I call you mine. You are not running out of time. You are walking deeper into the eternal purpose I planted in you before you were born. I don't waste years. I redeem them. And what you think is the end of your story is actually the climax. You've gained something that only time can give: perspective. You've learned to recognize what matters. You've survived what others didn't. And now, more than ever, the world needs what's inside of you. So don't you dare back down now. Don't let fear steal what faith has built. Don't let the aches of your body convince you your spirit has grown weak. You're stronger than you've ever been, because you've walked with me longer than most ever will. And I'm not letting go now. I will carry you into this next chapter. And together, we will finish well. Before you ever took your first breath, I had already counted your last. Not in fear, not in limitation, but in divine purpose. I saw every year you would live, and I called every one of them good. I don't stop working just because your bones ache. I don't cancel your purpose just because your skin wrinkles. I don't walk away just because others do. I am the one who formed you in your mother's womb, and I am the one who still holds your hand in the quiet nights. Your age is not a mistake. Your longevity is not random. Your gray hair is a crown of glory, not a sign of fading, but a sign of fulfillment. Don't you know what I said in Isaiah 46:4? Even to your old age and gray hairs, I am He. I am He who will sustain you. I have made you and I will carry you. You are not a burden. I am still carrying you. The calendar did not outgrow my calling on your life. The years did not erase the anointing I placed inside of you. Some of my greatest work happens in the final chapters. Some of the deepest revelations come to those who've walked the longest with me. And some of the fiercest prayers I answer come from voices that shake when they speak, but roar in the spirit. So no, I have not stopped counting your days, because I'm still writing through them. And your story is not over. It's becoming eternal. The world watches you slow down and calls it weakness, but I call it wisdom. They think your best days are behind you, but I know your deepest strength is being refined right now. You used to run, now you lean. You used to carry others, now you've learned to let me carry you. And that's not failure, that's faith. You see, I never measured your worth by how fast you could move. I measured it by how fully you would trust me when you couldn't move at all. I'm not impressed by performance. I'm drawn to surrender. Do you remember the widow who gave 2 coins in the temple? Everyone else gave more, but she gave everything. That's how I see you. You may feel like your strength is fading, but your faith is rising. You've been through enough to know that my power is made perfect in your weakness, and that's why I'm still using you. I don't need your muscles. I need your obedience. I don't need your energy. I need your heart. You may not be building walls anymore like Nehemiah, but you're building legacies with your words. You may not be marching like Joshua, but you're interceding like Anna in the temple. Every time you worship with trembling hands, every time you speak peace into your family, every time you forgive again, love again, believe again, heaven notices. Because your life now isn't about how much you can do. It's about how deeply you can surrender. and how much of me you'll let shine through. So stop mourning your strength and start celebrating your surrender. That's where the glory lives. You keep wondering if your voice still matters. Let me settle that for you. It does, because this generation is drowning in noise. But what they need is wisdom. Your wisdom. They have information at their fingertips, but they're starving for truth that comes from scars, survival, and spirit. You've seen things they haven't. You've fought battles they don't understand. You've wept over altars they've never approached. You've prayed through nights they sleep through. And I didn't preserve you this long so you'd stay silent. I raised you to speak, to guide, to pour out what I've poured into you. You don't need a microphone. You need boldness. You don't need a crowd. You need courage. You don't need to be trendy. You need to be truthful. Because when you speak, demons remember you. Angels stand with you. And my spirit flows through you. You are an elder, not in title, but in testimony. They need your stories. They need your rebukes. They need your blessings. They need your example. And even if they don't ask for it, give it anyway. Don't hide your light under false humility. Don't bury your voice just because it shakes. Don't silence your testimony just because no one applauds. Speak up. You are still one of my mouthpieces. And the fire in your bones is not done burning. You think your prayers are small because they're whispered. You think they're weak because they're unseen. But if you could see what I see, you'd never underestimate your voice again. Every time you prayed over your children, every time you stood in the gap for your family, every time you cried out for a world that kept turning its back on me, you were building altars, unseen by men, but not by heaven. The reason some of your family is still alive is because of your prayers. The reason some of your children haven't fallen apart is because of your faithfulness. You've been a shield, even when you didn't realize it. They don't know how much they owe you, but I do. Because while others were chasing status, you were on your knees. While others posted selfies, you were interceding in silence. While others gave up, you stayed in the secret place. And that's where the real battles were won. You didn't need a platform. You became a priest. You didn't need recognition. You carried generations in your spirit. So don't you dare believe your time is over. You're still shaking the gates of hell every time you pray. You're still influencing the next generation, not through control, but through covering. You're not too old to make a difference. You're the reason some of them still have a chance. Because I listen when you speak, and I move when you believe. Your prayers are not echoes. They are weapons. And they're still loaded. I never promised life would get easier with age. But I did promise I'd be with you through all of it. The pain you feel, I see it. The loss you carry, I know it. The memories that sting when no one's around, I hold every one of them. You didn't imagine the loneliness. You didn't make up the betrayal. You didn't fake the years of faithfulness that seemed to go unnoticed. But what you didn't see was how I was using every ounce of pain to refine you, not ruin you. Gold doesn't shine without fire. Diamonds don't form without pressure. And purpose isn't fulfilled without the weight of pain. You are not being punished. You are being polished. Some of your greatest growth is happening in your grief. Some of your sharpest discernment came from your disappointment. Some of your most powerful prayers were born out of brokenness. So no, I'm not done with you. And no, this pain is not pointless. You may walk with a limp, but you carry anointing now. You may cry more easily, but your tears are watering legacy. And when I look at you, I don't see someone who's been forgotten. I see a vessel I've shaped, refined, broken, and filled for such a time as this. The pain didn't stop your purpose. It's perfecting it. You think the best is behind you, but I saved something for the end. The world says slow down, but I say look up, because some of my greatest blessings are released in the latter days. Not to those who rushed, but to those who remained. Do you remember Job? I allowed him to lose everything. But at the end, I gave him twice as much as he had before. I did not forget his tears, and I have not forgotten yours. You may think the harvest is over, but what if I told you your double portion is just beginning? You've planted in faith. You've watered in tears. And now, you're standing in the season of reaping. I don't waste obedience. I don't ignore endurance. I reward it.
That prodigal child?
I'm still calling them. That dream you buried, I can still breathe life into it. That promise you almost gave up on, it's closer than you think. Your body may feel weak, but your spirit is more fertile than ever. You don't need youth to carry fire. You need faith. And I see it in you. So don't settle into survival. Expect revival. Don't live like you're winding down. Live like I'm winding something up. Because your latter days aren't leftovers. They're loaded with blessing, breakthrough, and beauty. And I'm just getting started. They say you're past your prime. They say you're out of touch. They say the world has moved on without you. But let me tell you what I say. You're rooted. Rooted in truth. Rooted in faith. Rooted in me. And when the storms come, and they will, it's the rooted ones who still stand. They chase relevance. You walk in revelation. They chase trends. You carry timeless truth. They change with the wind. You were planted by streams of living water, and you're still bearing fruit in every season. That's why I value you. Because when others fall, you intercede. When others panic, you remember my promises. When others drift, you stay anchored. And while the world obsesses over being seen, you've learned the power of being planted. The enemy wants to make you feel forgotten, but I see you. He wants to label you irrelevant, but I call you essential. You are a tree of righteousness, and your roots go deep. So don't envy the branches that grow fast and fall hard. Be proud of the legacy that comes from being unshakable. You're not old. You're established, and I still build my kingdom on lives like yours. You've lived through things others couldn't survive. You've walked through fires that should have burned you alive. You've buried people, endured betrayal, lost sleep, and fought silent battles no one ever saw. But you're still here, and that alone is a threat to hell. You didn't just live, you overcame. And that makes your testimony dangerous. The enemy hoped time would silence you, that grief would harden you, that regret would paralyze you. But you still believe. You still pray. You still lift your hands in worship, even with tears in your eyes. And every time you do, chains break. Not just in you, but in those watching you. You don't have to be loud to carry authority. You don't have to be famous to shake the spirit realm. You just have to be faithful. Because your life preaches louder than sermons. When you tell your story, shame breaks off someone else. When you speak of my faithfulness, doubt begins to die. When you say, I made it, others believe they can too. That's why the devil wants you silent. Because your voice isn't just recollection, it's revelation. It reveals that I don't forsake my people. It reveals that I restore broken things. It reveals that age doesn't disqualify. It magnifies my power through weakness. So speak, write, share, declare. Don't just leave behind possessions. Leave a legacy of testimony. You're not just a survivor. You're a living weapon against the darkness. You think I've gone quiet because you've grown older. But I haven't stopped speaking. You've just stopped expecting. I don't retire my voice from your ears when your hair turns gray. I don't speak less just because the world listens to you less. I'm still here, still whispering, still guiding, still pouring out fresh revelation for those who make room for me. You used to seek me with fire. Now you think that season is over. But I'm calling you back, not to performance, but to presence. You don't need to strive. Just sit with me. I want to show you things that youth can't handle. I want to share secrets with those who've walked long enough to carry the weight. Moses was 80 when I spoke to him from the burning bush. Anna was in her 80s when she saw the Messiah. John was old and exiled when I gave him the revelation. So don't think for a second I'm done revealing things to you. Yes, the room may be quieter now, but that just means my voice is easier to hear. If you'll listen, I'll still speak. And if you obey, I'll still move. You don't need more years, you need more yes. So lean in. I have things to say, and I still choose to say them through you. I was there when you took your first breath. I will be there when you take your last. Do you hear me? You will not walk that final mile alone. I've walked with you through childhood's wonder, youth's fire, adulthood's battlefields, and now I'm still here, walking you through this sacred season. They may not call as often. Some friends have already crossed over. Your body may feel like it's giving out, but I never will. I am not just the God of beginnings. I am the God of the finish line. And when you feel forgotten, I remember. When you feel tired, I carry. When you feel afraid, I cover. Don't fear what's coming next. What looks like the end on earth is only the start of eternity with me. When your breath fades, my glory begins. When your eyes close, I open them to the kingdom I've been preparing for you. You won't cross alone. You won't be lost. You won't be swallowed by darkness. You will be escorted by light, by angels, by grace, by me. And in that moment, when all pain melts, when every tear is wiped, when your soul is weightless in my presence, you'll finally know what it was all for. But until then, live, love, pray, speak, believe, and know I'm with you. All the way home. You've feared growing old. You've watched your reflection change. You've felt your energy slip. You've said goodbye to too many people. And you've wondered, is there anything left for me to do? But I'm here to tell you, don't fear the sunset. It's not the end. It's the doorway to sunrise. Every wrinkle is a testimony. Every scar is a sermon. Every year is proof that I've been faithful. And I still am. You are not forgotten. You are not finished. You are not discarded. You are my beloved, my warrior, my witness, and I'm still using you. Still speaking to you. Still preparing glory through you. So lift your head. Straighten your spine. Speak with fire again. Pray with boldness again. Live with purpose again. Because no matter what they say, no matter how old you feel, I'm not done with you. And neither should you be. You were never just growing older. You were always growing closer to me. So don't fear the sunset. The next thing you see will be the light of my face. And that is just the beginning.